Hi, good afternoon. It's Kelly Mitchell again, and I am going to do another reading for you. Today is February 9. It is Monday, so it is a day ruled by the moon, and I really wanted to do a reading about things hidden. And I hadn't really thought that through, but that's kind of what was coming to me while I was shuffling this certain deck right here. And these cards are really wet because I just recently picked up my suitcase up out of the snow, but it's alive and they're thawing out, so I'm really happy. So it felt to me that I had a bit of a creep vibe while I was shuffling these cards. And then these two came out together, and then the angel card. So I'm going to focus on all three of those. And while I'm saying creep card and while I'm thinking the moon and secrets, is because I really wanted to focus on this observer card here. This is obviously, when you look at this card, you could have many interpretations, but for me, I feel, at first a curious feeling. If you're looking over to this side over here, it's sort of like somebody looking at their muse. They might be in awe. I mean, this person looks almost in shock, but trying to hide it, feel normal. So I would say this person would feel shy. Like if they were coming up to me, or if I was looking at their expression while they were viewing someone else's, I almost want to feel like they almost want to smirk. So they have this feeling of excitement while looking like they're on the brink of smiling, but they don't want to get caught smiling. That's the feeling I have, and it feels like they've discovered thing, and they feel very amused. Okay, and then you look over to this side, and then it's like this is almost when it turns over to an obsession. Okay, so you have the observer, but then now you have a very focused obsession because it almost feels like he's becoming animalistic. Okay, so now he's building special equipment. It's not just his eyeglass anymore. He's getting very, very detailed. And through this obsession of whatever he's stalking, whatever he's watching, is honestly changing his chemistry and biology. So you can see he's actually turning more into an animal. So that's when you stop, taking care of yourself and thinking, consciously about, it's more than boundaries and it's more than self-respect, but it is just remembering who you are as a living, breathing person, and how you need to, interact and behave in society, and how too much spying and too much obsession on one thing or multiple things can actually change the way that you are supposed to develop and grow, and turn from something that is curious and beautiful and has potential to something that is very dark and destructive and possessive. And so that is a huge difference, and that this is more than a fine line. So this is somebody that is keeping secrets over top of secrets on top of secrets, and nobody knows about this, and so they're slowly morphing into this scary thing. So this person, it's almost like you wouldn't even know where to start with them if you were to ask them, tell me about your life story, or tell me about a certain even event that happened, because they have a very twisted perception of the things that have happened at this point, because they're losing their humanity. So they're taking on this ownership. Everything is mine, and I'm the only one allowed to view. So that's where it becomes the scary part. And so then it's interesting because I'm focusing on time because I wanted my watch here. And then I have the wolf over here and the angel over here. And so at first I felt like this person, I think that sometimes I think that these two are the exact same person. So this is a human being. This is also a human being, but this is how this observer, turning creature, possessor, is becoming and viewing this human being. So, and it does get very dark, so I'm going to curious to see what the cards are going to be. So it is almost as if this person is obsessed with one being that is at the same time two different types of being, and that's why they're also turning into two types of beings. So that I would say that this person, this other human being, it's probably a woman, it could definitely be a man. This is a general reading, but is obsessed with the fact that this other human being is very multi-dimensional. So they could be a very creative being in many different subjects. And it amuses this person, and it not only fascinates them because they haven't seen somebody quite like this, but they are not anything like this other person that they're obsessed with, and they can't understand. This is a very singular focused person, very meticulous, so they cannot understand how this other person that they're obsessed with can be so different. Just like they're so excited. Like, every day you shock me and you amuse me. I just can't get over that type of feeling that this other person can take on so many different qualities themselves. Now, I feel like whoever this person is stalking is aware that they're being followed, they're being stalked. They might not know who it is because this is a very smart, creepy person that stays very, very hidden. But at the same time, is so very obsessed with their prey, you know what they call him or her. So you have a man stalking a man, and you have a man stalking a woman, and those are very two hard energies. And then you have a man, the one who's stalking the woman is also stalking the woman's counterpart. Okay, well, I haven't gotten to that person yet, but like I would say, so if we're talking specifics and you see this reading, you have two, and then so these are two separate men. So one man is obsessed and stalking another man that is viewing the same way, and then there's another man who is stalking a woman who he views this way and also stalking her counterpart. So first, let me get back to the woman. And that's what I'm going to focus on. But when I heard him and then I saw an image, I know for sure we're talking about at least two different random people. The one that I was starting with, so the woman, so she knows she's being followed. I don't know if she knows who it is. Like, she feels this probing feeling. That's where I was at. Like, you know, like, it's just a very uncomfortable feeling. This person is a very independent person. They also might be alone. They're very independent. I don't know if they have many friends or many family, because whoever this is, they're very to get very close. Like, they're obsessed with this singular person. And you know, focus on the stone. I mean, it is an angel. He does view her as angelic, but he also views her as a very strong and courageous. So it's like he views her as two polar opposites, but like his precious, but in a very scary way. Okay, I don't know yet. Because when we see her as stone, and then we see her as a wolf, so it's like he's stalking her at the same time and wants to preserve her, is how I feel. Like, to keep her away from everyone else. It doesn't like have to be like he wants to turn her to stone. Well, it's almost like he wants to keep her hidden and alone and closed off. And it's like you can almost see her, like he knows he's making her feel uncomfortable because she has her arms crossed like that. Like, even her boundaries, she knows. She's like, ick. And he knows. But he's obsessed with this stalk. Like, obsessed. He's obsessed with time. He knows everywhere she goes, obviously. And he's very obsessed with her mortality, like when and how she's going to die. I think that this person obsesses sometimes about possibly like her, like him watching her die, you know, because he's so obsessed with her, he watches her daily routine. But, you know, in so many creepy factors go into her daily routine that excite him just specifically. But then, you know, when you obsess over someone this much now, he's thinking like, how else can I watch her? Almost, you know, she's in a movie, but she's not an actress. She has a routine, but now he's viewing her as his own little personal actress. So he wants her to do more things in his film. So he obsesses a lot about death, about her. Yeah. But it's like he wants to preserve her. So it's like, well, if she dies, then I can't keep watching her. Or how can I keep watching her? Because something about her being alive but feeling alone. And he likes her to feel helpless, even though she's determined to feel very, very strong. She's very courageous. That's why this is such a creepy dynamic. He doesn't touch her physically yet, not enough. Okay, and so that's what I was feeling with that. And then I have these other decks that I have. So I already pre-shuffled these. And it's just really hard because I don't have much space. I'm very sorry. Hopefully soon. So I pulled the top card of each one. That's what I was going to show you. So I just pre-shuffled them. I have to pull the top card of each one. I'm going to show you. Okay. It's so difficult on here. So as you can see, this first one was the Two of Cups. This was the first deck that I shuffled. And then I was already having the intention I was going to pull the first card out. But the first card just kind of like popped off the top for me anyways, and I was like, wow, it's the Two of Cups. Okay, so then it reminded me that not only is this person stalking her, he wants to make sure that she doesn't have a counterpart. Okay, and then here's another deck. So then I have this deck here and I have the Nine of Cups. So this also reminds me that he is stalking her alone. I don't know if she has children or not, but he finds her very, very beautiful. I mean, she is stunning, and multiple people find her beautiful. So this irritates him. Where's that other deck? Okay, so I don't know yet what the situation is, but I do know that he finds her extremely attractive. Okay, and also very nurturing. So, okay, this one goes with sin. So then I was like, here we go. Here, I got the Two of Cups again. So I thought that this is very serious. Okay, I don't need to explain that. I thought stuff. Sorry. Okay. And we're just learning more about the angel here. Okay, this is the next one that I popped over. This is a different deck. It's more of an oracle deck, but it's ostentation. It is Saturn in Taurus in the second house. Now, this tells me a little bit more about this angel person. This person is obviously alone, and she is trying to get to something that she's trying to acquire. Like her goods, like, need to come through. That's where she's on the way. Like she's already supposed to be put up in a position of power. She just has not received whatever she has yet. And the only reason I'm saying that is because she's all alone out here and this guy's stalking her. I mean, if we're talking about multiple people, this could be someone that is already extremely wealthy but is having a difficult time in their life. They could be going through a divorce that is really frustrating. Like whatever this is, it's agitating them that whatever they worked so hard for, they don't have like the money. So I don't know, they're going through something stressful and they feel alone and they feel really kind of off kilter because they're not used to taking care of themselves, or at the same time, like I'm thinking of two different women right now. This other angel over here, she is more of this courageous lone wolf. At the same time, she's all alone. And whatever she's trying to do and get to is moving very slow for her. So I definitely sense frustration on her part. And then the last deck I have is this Hoodoo deck. And I got this one, Miss Robinson. So this is the devil card in this deck. And so this just makes me feel that this woman, and then I'm thinking of the man now, that the person I'm talking about, they have more than like one enemy. Like they already have this sort of a life situation going on here. There's definitely something with a counterpart, with relationships in their life. But it's a family situation. So if we were really just gonna read the cards that we have so far, I know it's kind of weird because I couldn't quite shuffle them on camera. I'm gonna try, but this is all I have, and I know I'm supposed to do this today. So. Okay, and I can't really see these, and I apologize for that. Alright, let's put this right here for a second. Okay, the observer person here, before they got super creepy, might already know who the person they're stalking is, okay? We're just gonna call this person an angel. It can be a man or a woman, okay? Or, so we're just focusing on the angel. This person, the observer here, this one right here, already knows this person. even if from a distance. Okay, so they know there's like family drama going on. Like they might know that they have how much money or how much status they have. They might know who their relationships are. This could be a person that's in the public eye, or it could just be an acquaintance of this person. But they know that there's a lot of family drama going on, and definitely probably something about inheritance. It could be this person could be a single mother. This person could just be someone who's extremely nurturing, somebody who's extremely, I keep getting the word fabulous. So this is somebody, the Nine of Cups, like they're very well taken care of, and they also are very independent. So whoever this person is, whether that they have had a lot of money their whole life or not a lot of money their whole life, they know how to handle themselves. So even if they were a fish out of water and didn't understand their environment, they know that they would be okay alone. But they are dealing with some type of relationship issue that is a very, very big deal to them. It could be with their children. It could be with a romantic partner, which it does seem like there's either prevention of being with a romantic partner because there's drama between more than one. It could be family not bringing them together. It could be two different children with two different parents. Something is happening where this person is all of a sudden forced to kind of be on their own, and they might have a lot of money tied up in certain assets that they cannot get out of because she's in a carriage. And it's just strange because over here she's alone and she has a stalker, but she's being also stalked by a devil woman. It's really important. And you can see this woman is younger and this angel is younger, and it's almost like whoever this woman is, it might be a family member or someone that they know, but they consider themselves older. Like I keep hearing like, oh come on, or oh you, or just oh come on. Like whoever this person is, they feel very superior to whoever it is that they're watching. And it just might, they could be simple insults, or they could just be like, this is what we do. I can't believe you're so obtuse, is what I was just hearing. Like they're very like under the table insults, but almost kind of like, I'm feeling like the need to accept, like this is the situation, like this is the situation. So I'm not sure. And then this person here is very courageous, very spunky. And so they're like, that's not enough for me. I don't know. That's where I'm at right now with that. And I was just really curious about why those two popped out at the same time. And then I want to focus on this woman here because it's almost like, then we have to wonder, how does this person also know her? Because if she is a mother or an aunt or someone in the community that knows the angel, then she would obviously know the observer if he is aware of who they are, especially if they're in a close circle group or they grew up in the same town, or he has possibly hired, like you never know, like now all of a sudden I'm getting a psychiatrist or a therapist type of person who's working with a relative, like we were talking about the other day, almost like, well, you're not acting like yourself, or let's talk about this, let's just see what's going on here. Because whatever it is, it feels like this person, because I wanted to put the card here, is sort of hiding that the angel feels alone. This is like actually something strange is going on underneath here. So we've got some secrets happening. And especially because today is the moon, and that's kind of what I was already feeling. So even if this wasn't a partner, like let's say she likes being alone because she has everything she needs, she clearly has a multiple, like these don't have to be children, these could just be people that are kind of bent down. So it could be either way. It could be your children, and it's not in a creep way or anything. Or it could just be multiple people like wanting to come to you, wanting your advice, wanting your admirership on them. Like it feels like really please worship me as much as I worship you. But it's a genuine feeling. Whoever this person is very, very well adored by multiple people. So this person doesn't have to have a lot of money, but this person does feel pretty fancy in both of these cards. So I'm not sure. So it could, and especially since this cup is here, I mean, it could be another person that they're trying to keep like at a distance. It's taking a really long time, or it could just be like something that is hers that she can't get to. You know, like I am independent enough on my own. I don't know what the holdup is here. That's kind of how I'm feeling. Also, like, I don't understand why I have to have all this extra. So this, I feel like this is for at least 3 different people. But then if this is a family situation or, you know, a friend situation, but I honestly think it's more like a family estate. So it's like your extended family, okay? And there is a money involved. This person is really kind of condescending, like, oh, ha, ha. It definitely reminds me of a relative of mine where it's just kind of like they don't take it seriously. And you're like, this is serious. They're like, oh, please, you know. And so you're just like, what? So it is that feeling, and it is someone that's older. And then it's like, you know, feeling like she's at a funeral and she's the devil. So you have to remember, and she's a family member. Okay. So it's like, this person's like, are you kidding? And they're like, there goes another one. And secretly they're selling their estate and doing all kinds of creep shit. Well, let's just see what else happens. I only have this room, oh shit, for like a few more minutes. Hold on, let me pause. Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna focus on this deck really quick because I wanted to just see more about the relationship between this woman and then this woman. We're still gonna call it Angel. Okay, I'm gonna use this deck right here. So it's super awkward. So, I guess okay, oops, sorry. The 3 of Wands. Oh, you can't see it. Sorry, I got the 3 of Wands. I think that this person, especially combined with the wolf and the ostentation, is this person is really trying to get away from this observer person, but I don't think they really know for sure who it is. Like they have that's a like sixth sense or instinct where you start to feel like things are creepy, but you don't really know because, you know, people can call it paranoia and stuff like that. But like that's the level she's feeling with what she can't see. But she's already feeling the need to leave, to escape some type of situation, and it's strong enough where, especially if she's coming from money, she knows that she's gonna be alone. So she does know that, and so whoever she wants to get away from, she really wants to get away from this person. And she's already made up her mind. So that's the part that's starting to feel a little scary, is because she's already leaving. And then, you know, she's feeling scared, she's feeling trapped, she's got her sword, but remember, she's also stone. So she might be knowing like she could potentially be sick, she could potentially have found information where she knows that her time is limited right now, especially with these berries here. Like, these are toxic berries. You're not supposed to eat these. I don't know what they're called, but you're not supposed to. So she's realizing that her time is limited and she has made up her mind. Especially, like, I don't know who has passed away, but she does not trust this person here, even though it's someone she's fairly close with. Like, oh, Auntie M, she's just you know her. But like, there's a, you know, and people don't really get a creeped out vibe, but they're just like, oh my god, you're so vulgar kind of feeling. Like, she really is like, so you know, and this person really is. Okay, so it's super weird. I don't know. It's almost like she wants to tell somebody that she's leaving. I don't know. All these cards flipped out, so I'm gonna see what they are. First is this one. So we've got, this is a chariot, but it's the railroad here. So she's in a hurry, okay? Okay, we've got the 9 of Wands, the Son of Knives, the grandchildren, which is the Star, the 6 of Swords. Well, it's not the Swords, but I was gonna say Wands. It is the 6 of Swords, excuse me, and the Mother of 6. Okay. Jeez, oh, please. This person definitely is in danger. They feel like they're in danger. All three of these people are in danger, but I'm specifically thinking of the two women. The men, here, real quick, I can just sidestep on that really quick. The man is like, if the man is watching this and he's like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I don't have anywhere to go yet. He doesn't have to worry so much. He doesn't really have this woman in the family. So you're like, that doesn't really resonate. I don't think that would resonate with at the beginning when I was talking about like there's another man stalking another man. I don't think that there's a relative, a female in that story. So that man, if he's watching, you would be able to find some refuge. I would honestly make up a story. I would not plan any big events right now, okay? That's something I would not do because you don't know who all of the guests are. I'm gonna be honest. I would make up some kind of story that you need to get away for your mental health reasons, and just like you need a retreat, you need a break, you need to start. You're not feeling very creative. You need to keep it so you're not too happy, not too sad. There's no like alarm bells that would go off in any person that you feel that might be kind of watching you, because whoever the man is, he's sort of feeling like, I'm not really sure about this guy. Like, I know he like, I don't know if he's into me. I don't know if he's like kind of a creepo or like has issues himself. Like, I think I can probably handle this guy. So like, it could be like someone you work with. This person is younger, so the man stalking whoever is the man that's a stalker is older than this other person is younger, and the younger guy knows it, and so he's just kind of like, he's got this really big creep vibe, but he's starting to feel like he's in danger. He's starting to feel like he's going crazy. He's not going like, well, he needs to say something like, you're right, because I almost feel like people are starting to come into this guy's life like, you're not acting like yourself, like, is everything okay? Because what happens is so this is not the angel, okay? So the angel's still the guy. So what happens is the angel, if you start to show that you know what's going on and you look scared and you look paranoid, all of a sudden you're like, you know what, I got a doctor's appointment, I forgot. Or, you know what, I think I'm just going to take the train. I feel like walking. You start to be very spontaneous and random. And even though you're seeming casual, if your stalker or your person catches on to that, that's when it can become dangerous, because that's when they realize, like, I'm running out of time. My prey knows I'm on to them. So that's kind of the situation that the man in this is feeling like, okay, shit, I've been caught, that I found out. Like, that's the kind of vibe. So I would say something very in line with agreeing with them, like, you're right, I need a retreat, I need to, start, I'm feeling stale is a good word. Would use the words that, your stalker wants to hear. You know what I mean? Because this person honestly just needs to get to a little bit of safety to create some space. But so I would not schedule any kind of family events right now. Because it could just start to feel weird, and it almost is like, it's, because people get chaotic energy, and that's not something that's already in the flow of like what could unfold. That's when everything starts to become random and spontaneous, and it's like, oh my gosh. So you don't, especially with this over here, like there's already dark intentions. So like, don't let anybody else come in to that chaotic environment, because you don't know how it's going to affect them. And you don't want to be like a random ricochet. That's how I'm feeling. Okay, so he's gonna be fine. Just create a story where you just need to, you've made up your mind to write a new book, or you're gonna, get in shape, and so you're detox, like whatever. You need to create a story like that, and then you figure out the next step soon. But this is just for right now. I forgot to even pull. I think I was gonna pull a card, like a stack of cards for advice, but I guess we can do that at the same time. Sorry, I got carried away with the message. So then let's talk about these other two women, and then I guess we can branch off there if we need to. One of the women obviously probably has kids and is just scared because I feel like they need to leave on their own. And that is worrying them because they're worried about their children or their family members, whoever they're leaving behind. But at the same time, this woman, this angel, is really like a badass. success. Like, she knows that she can handle it on her own, and she feels like it is her responsibility. Like, it's her turn to take care of business. So whether she's a single mom, that has to protect, or she's just, going through life upheaval with different family members or spouses or things like that, and she knows, like, well, I guess I'm starting all over, but I have to kind of leave everything behind, and it might take me a long time to get my stuff back, but she knows that she can handle it. Like, she would, because it's the Queen of Wands, once she gets some space, because she's trying to avoid a disaster here. So this card reminds me of Kill Bill, especially since it's coming out next to the grandchildren, which is the star, but that's like a baby, that's like your descendants. And so it's like this person is the Son of Knives, so it's like the Knight of Swords. Okay, and they have a problem with their mouth. This person also feels like they're on drugs. Okay, like they're not stable. This is more than somebody with a mental illness. This is somebody who is hot-tempered and really runs at the mouth, and they just can't wait for something to get angry about. So this person here that's waiting outside, they might not even know the angel, okay, but they're just waiting. Like, they can't wait to get into something, and that's why I definitely feel like it's drugs. And then this person has a real bad, what is the word, whoever, this guy got offended by, it could have been a man or a woman, but he was rejected, okay? And so now he forever hates the type of person that rejected him, okay? So it could be anything from that you look like the person that rejected him, or you act like the person that rejected him, or whatever. But it's like, you're two random strangers, all of a sudden he's reminded of his ex-girlfriend, and it's your fault. Is that type of feeling. And so he's just waiting to get angry, because he's already pissed. He's already going to be pissed because you look like his ex-girlfriend and she fucked him over or whatever. Okay, and then also this person does not want you to have any happiness. So that it'd be over their dead body, are you about to have a relationship? Sorry, I don't know if you can see this, but so here's the angel. She's already fabulous. And then we have the Queen of Wands, which is another fabulous card. But then you still have these two cards of the Two of Cups mixed with her ostentation, which is already her goods. She's got the wealth, even if it's not in her hands. So whoever these stalkers are, there's just there's no freaking way. And we haven't even gotten to the observer yet. This is just this hothead who's probably working for someone in the family, because we're back to the women right now. Okay, and then you've got the Nine of Wands. And so this is a very, this angel is exhausted, okay? She's extremely sick. So it's not only, she's definitely physically sick, but she is being spiritually tormented. So when we talk about witchcraft a lot, but she is being sent so many spiritual attacks. She is constantly being hounded, and this is not only to damage her psyche, because she's already so fabulous. So you already have somebody who just, you could call it swagger, they naturally just have it. They do, and that really irritates a lot of people who are just a little bit angrier and a little bit lazier, and that is just true. So even just their anger towards them, and that's already sending negative energy. And then if you focus that energy and you concentrate that, and then you start getting into committing crimes, you use energy and send spiritual matter towards someone, and now they're attacking her, and it's invisible. So it's in multiple layers. And she needs to have some sort of mental break to stay focused on her next move. So she's very aware she has to leave. It's more than a sense of urgency. But she's also very upset because she has her arms crossed, she's been very hurt. So she knows she's being followed, but at the same time she's very upset because she feels like what's mine is mine. So she's not being paranoid, but she's struggling with the fact of like, I need to stand here and hold my ground. This is my family. These are my potential children or my creations. Like, I am the shit. And then at the same, like, she feels like she can handle it on her own. Like, I'll be waiting for them and I can, handle it. Even if they, like, someone's thinking, like, even if they rough me up, like, I know that I am strong enough to, like, I'll obviously probably survive. So they're definitely at that point. Yikes, this is getting pretty long. So, like, let's get some advice. I'm just gonna let a few drop and then I'll go. These are super wet, so I don't even know if any will come out. Okay. I wanted to put them in a pile at the beginning, but it's too hard to shuffle like this. I'm still trying to figure it out. So, sorry. Hopefully you'll receive some advice that helps a little bit. I don't really know. Okay. And ew, it's a mumsy. I would not be surprised if we get the 7 of Swords in this deck. Oh. Okay. And then, yeah, I definitely want one of these back. This is going to be for the end. I guess this one, and then we're going to have to do a part 2 for this because I need to talk about the counterpart who also feels like the wolf. It's like stuck in dreamland, apparently. It's super annoying. I can't make this shit up. Okay. Sorry, I forgot I was supposed to take one for that one. Okay, let's just see what we have here. I gotta kind of go back. We know it's a mumsy. We know it's a family member. We know she's super jealous of the angel, okay? She's super jealous of the Queen of Wands because not only is this a woman extremely sweet, she's extremely, she could literally make anything shiny and gold and beautiful, and she's extremely passionate. I mean, like extremely. Not only does this mumsy, this family member, hate emotion, like they don't like emotion, period. So not only that she's like lively, she's passionate, she's up and down the scale, but she's also very, very beautiful and very creative. So whatever she makes is truly a treasure. And so many people really truly want to worship her, from being nurtured like a sister or a mother, or getting advice even at her younger age, so that they would rather come to her for wisdom over somebody who's older. And that's already going to offend somebody who's older, not to mention the person who's older is obsessed with being younger. So it's like, and then they really don't want them to have any relationship, periods. That could be relationships with their own creations, and it can be relationships with other children, or other relationships with friends of the same sex, or a romantic relationship. So this family does not like it. And we haven't even gotten to the observer because this person is taking over so strong. Let me just see what else. This was already here, so that must be about that. Okay, King of Pentacles, because I don't know if you saw that, but this one I already pulled, but I had popped it out before. So this is definitely family money. The King of Pentacles is probably not even in her life anymore, and that is why the angel is so alone. Okay, so it's definitely upsetting this woman because at this point, the angel wants to leave. And she's feeling like, well, now what the F am I going to do? I can't control her, because even if she loses everything, even if she's on her own, being the Queen of Wands and the 9 of Cups, she is creative and sweet enough, that she will always be able to get her wealth back. So this family is like, no way, because this is personal. It's not even about, they could easily all share money. So this is specifically about the angel and like wanting her to be alone and not wanting anyone to know where she's at, but at the same time trying to control her because she doesn't want her to be so creative. So I don't know. So they're definitely onto the fact that she wants to leave. Okay. They are manipulating her. So this person definitely might be a mother, because whoever that is in the family is really manipulating the mom, something to do with the children of the family or her responsibilities. So it's really making her feel like I'm not good enough. And at the same time, like, well, which way should I go? But it's really stressful because she's also the same thing as the guy. It's like you need to please whoever your stalkers or abusers are. And you need to make sure it's their idea. And at the same time, you have to you have to protect whoever it is that you're so attached to. So it's such a loving relationship. And there's a lot of secrets. Obviously, we're talking about the moon, but illusions, because even here is like she is not only being, drugged, I feel, okay, because she's feeling like there's danger here. But if she's not being drugged, she's being manipulated by the family to feel like she's making the wrong decisions. And at the same time, feeling like she's crazy, like there's nothing up in her head. Like, how could you possibly think that? How could you put them in danger? What would make you think that that would be the right decision? Something like that. So, because she had already made up her mind with the Three of Wands and the Chariot, which is in this deck, that's a railroad. That's really serious. And so, and she's planning, like she knows it's fast. Because if you're a wolf on the run, you honestly don't have much planning. You're out there, you're going to go, and you're going to use your instincts. So that's really important. So here we have the Two of Wands again. The Seven of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. So this person is really, really scared about taking care of whoever they're supposed to be taking care of, if they were children, or they might be a boss, and they already know that they had this wealth, just like with ostentation. Like they've honestly earned it. So it's definitely something that they're trying to protect from being stolen. And we have the Nine of Wands again. We already have the Nine of Wands once. So this is not only physical, but it's mental, it's confusion. And it's definitely probably someone in the family, because they do not, as a snake in the grass, but they do not know who it is. So it's very, very serious that this woman feels like completely trapped. It's her money. These are her goods, but somebody is trying to steal it. Not only that, she has somebody that she's nurturing in some way, or something that's in the works. So if you don't have children, she might have a relationship that she's involved in with the Two of Cups. And she might be making something that is very, very dear to her heart, and it's not fully ready yet. So it's something that she's nurturing. And it is something that's going to make her a lot of money, but it's going to make her a lot of fulfillment, because she doesn't, like, she wouldn't have to have a man. She doesn't have to, but she is making something that is going to satisfy her forever, because the Ten of Cups is the best thing that you can possibly have. It's complete fulfillment within your finances and your legacy, but also your heart, and you feel completely at peace in your mind and within the love that you have in your environment. And she's thinking that she can do this on her own without a counterpart. So whatever that she's feeling like she has to run away from and protect at the same time is very, very dear to her. But she's scared. And so then I also got this card here, which is the Well. It's 22. It's not a traditional, but it does belong in this deck. And so so this is an advice, and so I would definitely say that she is calling on ancestors, and I would say that she needs to, what's this one? The Warrior. Okay, so I would say she needs to protect whatever she's nurturing. But it's like we're still at the same spot. Is she supposed to leave or stand her ground? And so it definitely feels like she's going through a day by day, not knowing to appease. Like she's like, is this going to be the night where they come and get me in my sleep? Or do they realize, that I'm trying to go with whatever they want me to go with? And so it's the same thing. You need to sort of appease your abusers at this time, I feel, because I don't feel like this would be the time to leave to a location, because there are people. I only feel like that because there are people waiting in many directions for her already. And I just don't know if she's going to be able to get back at this time what she wanted. should get at this time, because there are so many people involved and we haven't talked about the observer yet, and there might be someone that's trying to come and get her, a counterpart. But I'm honestly feeling like at this time, the advice would be to wait and don't leave, don't abandon whatever you were trying to protect. Yeah, so I feel like it would prosper. And if it's going to be another man that's going to come into their life to protect them, or if it's going to be theirs that will eventually prosper, or if there will be an announcement, because we already had the King of Pentacles here, like that could be a family member that she was supposed to inherit something from, that it will come out into the light. I do feel like her justice would prevail if she waited a little bit longer to go anywhere. We have the Magician, the Four of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, the Ace of Cups. Those all came out in reverse when I'm flipping them over. And then the Six of Pentacles. So yes, I would feel that this person or these women would need to still stay very focused, because it is very obvious that their heart is broken for whatever reason, because these three did come out in reverse. So her heart is broken by whatever she feels like she's about to lose, that she cannot hang on to, and that she cannot protect. And it is very overwhelming for her at the time. I mean, so overwhelming that she cannot talk about it. I do think a lot of people will be, telling her she is too sensitive, and that she's honestly not smart enough. Like, I do feel like there are people that are trying to control her finances with this Six of Pentacles, and also making her feel like she hasn't earned what is rightfully hers, and that could be making her feel like she's having stupid ideas. That could be making her feel like she's honestly losing her mind. She's not able to take care of herself anymore. And that could make her feel like she's making poor decisions in business, with her children, or even in a romantic relationship. Enough so where it's honestly breaking this woman's heart. Enough so where she's desperate enough to feel like she wants to go leave on her own to get some help, or to preserve her life, that she would have to leave everything behind. So I do feel like this woman, which if she was able to hear this message, would honestly need to stay strong in standing still just at this time. And I would do the same thing. I would be not wanting to go to many parties. I would say as peaceful as possible, knowing that there is a king on the way, and that could be a king that loves and adores you spiritually, that is trying to work spiritual doors in your favor to open up. That could also be something of yours that is just about to take off and really, really prosper. You truly did it on your own and you made it. You don't need a counterpart. You are also the king. And your creations are kingly and not only divine. I mean, this is very important to a sweetheart, a Queen of Cups, an Ace of Cups. So yeah, I would say, I mean, this is extremely painful for this woman. But I mean, we have three kings, two King of Pentacles and a King of Wands, and then we also have the Warrior and the Wolf. Oh yes, I'm sorry, what was this? And this Stair Climber. So it does feel very much for her, like if this woman or this man, so now we're back to the center of this, if this person that is an angel, that is the Queen of Cups, that is just this beautiful heart, that is very devastated and worried, not only for their life, but about something that they care for, that they're trying to nurture, they feel like it is like almost like a game of chutes and ladders. Like no matter how far they climb towards their dream or whatever they're making, like, this is mine, like I manifest this, I did this on my own, like just wait and see type of feeling. Or also like, I did everything you asked, like please can I just have 10 minutes of my own time? Or it's something that's like they feel like, come on, I did it, I earned it, I worked for it. And then almost like they get slapped in the face, like back down to the bottom. So it is definitely, and not this is almost like this person is trying to be very angelic, like, see, I did the dishes, I mowed the lawn, what can I do for you next? Like, look, I took all my meds today, I'm feeling great, like I'm not upset, I'm happy. Like this person is trying so hard, do everything they're supposed to do. Meanwhile, they're absolutely terrified. They're being physically, for at least one woman, and then psychologically for more than one woman. And so, well, if you're getting physically hurt, please do leave. If you're thinking like, should I stay or should I go? This is psychological torture and I don't really know. I would say that you need to stay very focused on getting your justice because it is due to arrive. Like, I would say that you have not only spirit on your side, but you have, God in its fullest protective divine masculine form watching out for you. So I would just try to hang in there for a little bit longer. I know that might not have been very helpful, but hopefully it is a little comforting to know that what yours is still yours, even though you have people in the family very, very upset with you right now and trying to prevent you from having whatever is yours. So at least you have the security of knowing that on paper, that is still yours. So just stay safe. You try to have as many people around you as you can. It's really good. I mean, right now we have cell phones, we have all kinds of computers and technology that have cameras. It's okay. I mean, you can do vlogging, you can do journaling, and if you happen to catch someone in the background talking, well, you weren't spying, you just didn't know that they were spying on you. I don't forget that. So, okay, I'm so sorry again about the quality of the cards. I wish I had a better camera setup for you, but I hope you have a good day. Thanks. Bye.